Okay, here we've got C3PO. He's on a Return of the Jedi 65 back Palitoy card, and it's the C3PO with removable limbs, and it's quite a nice figure. You can see the condition is perfect, and this is very, or I'm 90% sure this would be a Toytoni figure. So it's Star Wars Action Figures Collectibles 65, and there's the UK address at the bottom, Birmingham, with the Chewbacca Bandolier offer. And it's a Toytoni. That means what happened was a seller in the UK called Toytoni bought a lot of card backs and bubbles, and with this character he got at least 1,000 of these C3PO Palitoy cards, and he's mounted them with the bubbles and put figures in them, and he's sold them as vintage. And this has really miffed a lot of vintage collectors. And so there was a BBC programme recently about this, and it's on YouTube. You can watch that clip as well. I've got a couple of other videos about the Toytoni scandal. What's happening with the Toytoni price pieces is that some are being sold on eBay and they mention the scandals, and some don't. The seller mentioned the scandal and he had it at a low bid, so I got this for 20 quid, which is a bargain, even if it's been put together later than 1983. It's no big deal because you're getting a authentic vintage mint card back, the bubble and the figure, and for 20 quid you can't go wrong with that. So you can also find this with the German card as well, on the Empire Strikes Back card. That's also Toytoni. So Palitoy will recover, but German cards will not recover, because most of the German stuff that's available now, which is called General Mills, is Toytoni. So he's really damaged that market there. But at the moment you can pick up bargains if you are new to vintage collecting, you haven't got the much money. You could think, well, maybe I'll pick some of these up, because in the past, I mean, when Toytoni was selling these on his site, he was selling these for 50 quid each, and then on the secondary market they were going for 50 to 100 pounds and more, especially if they were graded. But you can see this is perfect. It's immaculate. Look at that card. It's just perfect. It's a slight tiny bit of wear on the back, but nothing major. This is just immaculate. And so Toytoni pieces are still selling on eBay, and some are selling at good prices, others are selling still at high prices. And so you've got to be really discerning about what you're buying. You need to know what stuff Toytoni put out, and there's lots of sites that have this information. It's mostly Return of the Jedi Palitoys without the logo there, so there's no logo there. The German TSB cards, some of the Clipper cards, TSB as well. The C3PO, the Snow Trooper, the original Luke Farm Boy on the Palitoy cards, very common. And they're all most likely Toytonis. The Boba Fett as well. So the Return of the Jedi Palitoy Boba Fett, that's most likely to be Toytoni as well. So you've got to be really careful when you're buying these things, because people are still trying to flog the Boba Fett for £500 plus. So you've got to be really on the ball, know your stuff. If you want Palitoy that you're going to be sure about, go to the Mr. Palitoy's cardback guide, and that's got all the information there that you need to know about what Palitoys are not Toytoni'd and those that are. So the 65 back here, the 45 back C's are definitely Toytoni's as well. They tend to be in immaculate condition as well, so that's one telltale sign. I mean, this looks perfect. It looks just brand new, doesn't it? So I mean, it's still a nice thing to have, and for 20 quid I'm not going to complain, am I? Okay? I think at the moment both UKG and AFA are refusing to grade these figures now. So, but that's how it is. You just got to make sure you know what you're buying. So other figures that are very common Toytonis are, well, the C3PO, the Luke Hoth on the Return of the Jedi Palitoy card, 45 back or 65 back. White Bespin Guard, Han Hoth, some of the, maybe Han Hoth, I'm not too sure about that actually. So that's why you need to do research. The original Luke Farm Boy, this one there, he's a definite one. White Bespin Guard. So you just need to know which figures he had a lot of, and this C3PO and the Snowtrooper are ones that he had at least 1,000 of each, the card back, and he just mounted it, and so now it looks authentic. Some people say this is unforgivable and all that sort of stuff, but you know, whether the prices will, you know, come back to what they were, because before this crisis emerged, these figures were set going on the up and up in terms of prices, but now their prices have halved, if not gone to a third of what they were. So, you know, if you're selling, you're going to lose a lot of money. The guy on the show, on that BBC program, said, you know, he sold all his stuff, and he mentioned the crisis on eBay, the Toytoni scandal, and said, you know, he lost a lot of money. So he wasn't very happy about this. But you can see also Luke Bespin as well. Okay, so that's your Toytoni scandal. This is a C3PO that he's put together. Perfect condition. He's still selling on eBay. His name is well, I shouldn't sell his name, but begins with M, and you'll find, if you go to Mr. Palitoy's cardback guide, you'll find all the information you need to know about the guy. He's not selling the figures that he's put together though. He's selling Kenner stuff and Meccano Jawa and stuff like that, which are authentic. Okay, I'm just rambling now, as I tend to do. Anyway, cheers, bye.